out our new merch store at www.ShotOfFactsPodcast.com, where you can find our merch with shirts dedicated to each episode you love. Check it out today and support a Shot of Facts merch. So you're saying we should all go back to group economics mindset, which I can agree with. And as
For
far
sure.
as you correlating it with farming,
For
still,
sure.
how could people who, let's say
Don't
me, for
have
example,
land.
I'm from Detroit, I'm from a city. Like the only time I started learning about agriculture was going to Tuskegee down south. So what would you say to people who are from up north, who are from cities, who have never been used to or exposed to agriculture and know the importance of it? What would you say to them as far as getting started?
Um, First, I would make an assumption, a very good assumption, that a lot of them have family in the South, whether if it's Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, they got family somewhere in the South. They can first start connecting. If they older people in the family, they need to start connecting to these people, and they may come to find out that there is still family land, that there is somebody that is still on some type of land doing something, and start there. You know what I'm saying? Or start by container growing some stuff in your house. You can start germinating seeds, and you can start raising lettuce and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so easy. Lettuce and container growing a lot of stuff. Sprouting. Some people just actually grow things into sprouts and then eat the sprouts. You know what I'm saying? So purchasing seeds. I keep telling people that live in the inner cities, the best thing that y'all can do every time y'all jump on Instagram and stuff like that, be buying heirloom organic seeds and store them in a cool, dry place, and have that, like, by the bulk. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have that it's like, if you don't, that's one thing. Farm is, you gotta at least meet a farmer halfway. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I ain't got the land, but I got some seeds. Like, or because in a minute we're not gonna have seeds like we have seeds right now. Like,
Right.
it's becoming just like water, clean water. All this stuff is really becoming a scarce, you know what I'm saying, resource. So I would advise, if you can't grow food, stock up on the seeds, so that you, because think about this too. Um, I'm low key like a doomsday prepper. It's like I'm a doomsday prepper, but then again, it's like I'm still prepping. Still, it's like a win-win situation. Like, okay, if all else fails, I got food, water, shelter, and then if all else don't fail, I still got food, water, shelter. So, and that's kind of the wave. But I think people can start doing things like that, stocking up on seeds, and start reading up on different native foods that grow wildly. We call them weeds, but there's a lot of weeds that can be eaten, like dandelions and things like that. If you just start looking up the native foods in your area, and that will let you know, okay, I have food around me. You know what I'm saying? There's a forest right here, and this stuff grows wild. I know what to look for and identify it, and I can
Right.
eat it. Like, I think that's big. So you can forage, like wild foraging. That's really a thing nowadays, and you know what I'm saying, people in the city life. Um,
No, I
what
actually
else?
do agree with that. Just talking about how you mentioned kind of natural resource depletion a little bit. And I feel like that's something that Black people in inner cities actually go through when you think about food deserts and no healthy options. That's kind of a healthy or food natural resource depletion. So when
Right,
you mention like people trying or starting or needing to learn about foraging or different crops that you can eat that's edible that you will see out on your yard. Like it
right.
took me a while. I didn't even know that dandelion was actually edible. Like you used to just see it all the time on the ground.
Hmm.
But that's something like, do you want to talk about that a little bit more? How all of the food deserts and the natural resource depletion kind of correlates with systematic racism and further proves why we need to get more educated with agriculture.
for sure. Um, so if you think about uh, the food desert, first off, a food desert, by definition, I have one. That's one thing. So if you think about a food desert, it is by definition an area that has limited access to affordable and nutritious food. So, because people think like, so for some reason, and this is not a crazy thought, but some people think that just because they got corner stores on every corner with potato chips and candy and chicken wing joints and things
Mhm.
like that on every corner, then that, you know what I'm saying, that's food. And that is not the definition was one of the definition, or part of the definition was nutritious. And
Right.
even in like Tuskegee, Alabama, where there's two grocery stores at the Piggly Wiggly, you look at
I
the
wouldn't even
selection of
count
produce.
Piggly Wiggly as a legit grocery store, but that's just my
it's,
opinion.
it's like, but these people justify, the people who actually run, the senators, the governors, you know what I'm saying, the president, whatever, these people that run, um and even the board members of
Hmm.
institutions, the people that run these places, it's they actually, this is their logic. They don't supply nutritious food because the people don't want it. So, but that's the logic. But the when I lived there and when I, you know what I'm saying, frequent these areas, the thing is people would eat it if it was there and available.
Right.
People, and the options are there. You have vegan options and
Like, how are
people
you gonna come up to that logic that people don't want to eat that when it was never available? So how do you know
well,
that?
they say a lot of our spending, we spend a lot of our money on the junk. But the thing is, the junk is affordable, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's almost like these companies are being subsidized to make it so affordable just to kill us. Like when you look at the 2 liter of soda pop, and then
Hmm.
you look at a little bottle of water like this, and the 2 liter is 99 cents, and then this bottle of water is like $1.09 at the gas station. And then it's like,
Hmm.
okay, I would think more water went into making that soda pop than there is in this bottle of water. But it's like almost incentive, like these, just like Walmart. It's like these companies are getting, they get paid, so even they can keep their prices low. They, you know what I'm saying? Like there's an agenda behind it. So
But also from those stores, the fresh vegetables and fruits are always inflated in price too. So we got to think about that as well. And
right,
that's why I think we should support more like farmers markets, local farmers, because
straight
these
up.
stores really inflate on fruit and vegetables for some reason.
Well, I know one reason that I can speak on is that you have areas like Tuskegee, Alabama, which was once a farming capital, you know, now importing majority of its produce to the grocery stores. A lot of that produce that comes in and out the local grocery stores, even up to even in Walmart, they're coming out of state, coming out, you know what I'm saying? They should be coming from Tuskegee.
Right.
So
You would think
education
that
I
it's
think is
coming
really big.
from you would think that it's coming from Tuskegee, as big as the farms are there, but that's another story for another day.
Right.
Yeah, but going back to overall farming, I wanted to ask you, what are some pros and cons of building and maintaining a farm?
Well, some of the pros um would be just when you're building a farm, and I'm just speaking, I guess, on personal experience. I'm still young and beginning, so I don't want a farmer to come across it and be like, "What? He don't know." But I feel like you put. I've always wanted to, just being in college for the past, say, um, I graduated undergrad and I kind of went right back after a year. So I was in college for about like 7 years, like almost straight. So I felt like I was always moving. I would make one place home one semester or 1 year, then I'll be moving like all my stuff.
And
And I was getting tired of doing that. I wanted that really, and I knew I wasn't going back home. So I really wanted a place that I could start investing my money and time into that wasn't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted a place that I can just have everything, like, you know what I'm saying, just everything. So, and just never worry about moving it. So,
right,
one of the pros has been that being able to actually have something that, because I don't have any children, anything yet. So it's almost like this is my child. So all time and dedication is going towards this. So and I know the harder I work at this now, the more, or the older I get, the more this will take care of me. So that's the benefit of a farm. Like I can feel that. I'm like, okay, the more work I'm gonna put in out here, like I know I can retire. Like, but I just have to like really, really work. It's a lot of work.
right.
And so it's an investment, a very good investment, I feel like. One of the best investments as I think as I think one of the best investments anybody can make. You know, it's like somebody has to have a farm in the family. That's why you have families that have farms. If you think about like the Clintons, they got a farm. The Bush, they have a farm. You know what I'm saying? These big politicians all
Right.
have land that even if they not attending to it, somebody working it still. And it's been being worked since the old days. So I think it's and some of the cons. Let me get on that. Um, some of the cons would be basically being in a secluded area. Uh, a
Mm,
lot of a lot of black people own land in the rural South. You know what I'm saying? We don't have too much land in DC, uh, California, things like that. We got a lot of
right,
land in the South, so it's still really rural, and mentally it could be kind of uh it can kind of play a role on you because, or play a toll because we come from the city, you know what I'm saying? So you come down here and it's like, oh man, this is boring.
yeah, that's
So,
how I felt at Tuskegee.
well, it's even
Yeah.
worse like that where I'm at now. I'm in the country. It's Tuskegee. It was cool because it had a school, you know what I'm saying? So it
Right,
brought people from all over the country in that little area. We got turned. But uh the rural South in general, it's nothing but old people. You know what I'm saying? Like it is with Tuskegee. It's like Tuskegee in the summertime if you stay down
right.
there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's really boring.
ghost
And
town.
it's, yeah, boring is cool though. Like I don't mind boring, but mentally it can almost feel like, because I stay in an RV. I have an RV. I'm on 40 acres and I'm like, I have no neighbors. There's nobody. It's literally like I'm so much secluded. I have my dog just outside, and I know he's not going nowhere because it's
Right.
like, where you gonna go? Like he looking around, like so he just be chilling, no fence, no nothing. He just chills, and it's just very stressful. It almost feels like in that aspect. With that being said, it feels like kind of like um I don't want to relate it to jail and offend anybody, but I guess how, like, if you just get out of jail. So whenever I go to the city, it almost feels like, oh wow, I'm I'm back. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's like a rush because of the like secludedness down here.
Right.
So I'm trying to find a balance with that. That is one of the cons. And just doing something that I guess now is catching on, but for the longest it was like, what, a farmer? Like people don't understand what the hell I was even
Right.
talking about. So now they see the
I think we
hemp and stuff
definitely
like
do
that.
need more
It's different.
young farmers for sure to keep this going on, to keep us gearing more towards eating healthy and having healthier lifestyles.